So, what happened to your dreams? That's what we're going to talk about. What happened to them? And maybe how can you get them back? So I will wait for some of you guys to jump on. I know I'm a little late. Hey, Sonic fan. Hey, Angela. Hey, Jada. Hey, J-Boy. Hey, AdTrim Official. Hey, Sage, Current Jam, Colin. The show of the two siblings, Kenny, Santa, Lily. It's Uday. Let's see. Lexanne, Karen's here. Brittany's here. Oh my gosh, Lucifer's even here. I don't know what to say to that. Hey, Frank. Hey, Vias. Hey, Taha. Nikki, hi. Sorry I'm late. I was like getting ready and I was like watching YouTube videos and I lost track of time. You'd think I'd be early since daylight savings. So, oh, is your favorite color, Santa's your favorite color? It's like a burgundy purplish. Good morning, Orly. Hey, Carries. Hey, Lexine. Did I say that right? Okay, so I wanted to talk to you guys today about what happened to your dreams. Now, some of you guys who are on here who are like under 20, maybe nothing happened to them yet. Maybe you haven't even started on them yet. Maybe you don't even know what they are yet. But people on here that may be over 25, maybe had a dream, they started to go towards their dream. And Carries, I don't mean dreams like what you sleep thinking about. I mean like your goals in life. Hey, Diva Dwarf, what happened to your dreams that you wanted to do? What happened to your dreams that you wanted to be in life, that you wanted to become? Did you try for a little bit and then things didn't work out, or they failed, or they didn't go the way you wanted them to, or there was a detour? Hey, is it Tashine? Did you go for them and then you kept hitting like walls and then you stopped? Because it just seemed like, well, maybe this is too difficult, or maybe I'm not supposed to do this, or things would be working out better. Have any of you ever felt like that? So that's kind of what I want to talk to you guys about today. Diva says, I'm working on my dreams. Thank you, Carries. Hey, Ricardo, how are you? So if you guys haven't downloaded this book yet, you can have it for free. It's called Poetic Prescriptions for Eternal Youth, Examining Earthly Beauty from a Heavenly Perspective. And someone can type in the chat where to get it. You go to poeticprescriptions.com/free book. Lexanne, why did I become part of it? Well, as an actor, you're always looking for work. Yes, that's me on the cover. And then I found work there, and then the work kept coming. And I saw that it was worthwhile projects. I saw that it had good messages, and that's sometimes rare in Hollywood to have good messages. You look hurt on the cover. Yeah, that's the point. I was trying to make it look like I had a bunch of plastic surgery done, because the point of this book was how to feel good about yourself without having to do all this stuff. Sometimes we get disillusioned by looking at people on social media who look perfect, and we think we have to fix all these things about ourselves, which reminds me, I don't know how many of you guys are on my email list, but if you got my email, which I sent out yesterday, I am doing my first ever webinar this Friday at 5 p.m. And I'm going to be teaching a little bit out of my online course, You Are Worthy, which I have been filming and
ad will pop up in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Which I've been working on. I've been filming since last August. And so I'm going to be doing a live webinar.
I get tired of Cheerios. Then why not get Honey Nut Cheerios? The healthy breakfast that no one may ask for. Which is today's sponsor of the live stream.
No, it's not.
Thank you. Have a very safe and productive day.
No, that's not the sponsor of the live stream.
And today's our sponsor is Boris. Get your plushie now today. You.
Okay, thanks. Thanks for sharing. Okay, so that's apparently our sponsor for the day, according to my son. Although I've never seen a penny from them, so I don't know how they're sponsoring us. They should be, though. I don't know, as much as Timmy eats Cheerios. So the webinar I have coming up on Friday is called How to Love Yourself Even If You Don't Like Yourself. So I'm going to be teaching you guys for like 45 minutes on that webinar, and then I'm going to tell you at the end how you can get my brand new course. I know a couple of you on here already have that and are waiting for it. And it's so close. It's so close. I've watched the first few lessons that are edited together dozens of times, giving the editors feedback, fix this, change this, do this, tighten this, add this, to really, bring it home to. So, hi Alexa. As you probably noticed, so is my son. And so guys, if you haven't been on my live stream before, this is kind of what I do. I teach for a little bit on a topic I want to talk about, and then I answer all of your questions. So I'll say hi to you here at the beginning. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about your dreams, and then ask me all the questions you want. Okay, so in this book, I have a poem called Dream Seeds. And that's about the dreams that you've planted in your heart, the dreams that maybe even God has planted in your heart. And what are you doing about them? Are you going for them? Are you going for those dreams? Or have you, like I had done at one time, just put them away and shoved them under the bed because you thought they weren't going to happen? So I'm going to read you a poem from this book. Do you remember how it used to feel when you'd play dress up and it seemed for real? You'd change the world with your divining wand. When you were that age, it had never dawned that you couldn't make it. But folks can be so cruel. Your dreams left fallow as they called you fool. You planted precious dreams, seeds in a row. Where be these buds? How come they didn't grow? Do you remember that? Do you remember as a kid, you were doing sword fights and you were playing with your soldiers and you were like, when I grow up, I'm going to be fill in the blank. Or you're in your princess gown with your little wand and you're saying, when I grow up, I'm going to be. So what happened to those dreams? That's what this is about. What happened to those dreams? Did words, see other people calling you a fool, telling you won't make it, did words like weeds from others get involved and steal nutrition, starving your new bulbs? So you planted these flower seeds. They're little bulbs. They're going to grow. But then other people's words that came in to criticize you were like weeds that choked you out, that stole your nutrition. Hey, Olu Wakimi, if I said your name right, if I didn't, forgive me. They said, be practical and use your head. So did you shove those dreams beneath your bed? So you listen to others saying, that's not going to work out. You're never going to make it. My dad was like, don't quit your steady and stable job. You stay working at the factory. You're going to have a steady and stable job. It's too risky moving to Los Angeles to become an actor. Who does that? So I had many opportunities to shove my dreams beneath my bed. And I did that. I did that for a while. Not because of my dad, but because I became a mother before I was ready. And I thought, well, that's it. I guess I'll never become an actor. Now I got this special needs kid to figure out how to take care of. At the time, I'm going to be honest, I wasn't cherishing it. I wasn't embracing it. I was like kind of mad at God, to be honest with you. I was like, you knew I didn't want kids and then you give me a special one. I'm human. I'm sorry. I was ticked off. I didn't always embrace it. I didn't always embrace it like I do now. And so, just being honest with you, and not everything was hunky-dory. I was like, well, forget, that's it. Guess I'll never become an actor, because now I'm like having to figure out how to be a nurse, to figure out how to give him 20 meds a day and make sure he's got enough oxygen so he doesn't go brain dead, but not too much oxygen so he doesn't go blind. And, how am I going to sleep at night? He's sleeping with his oxygen cord, and what if he twists and turns and gets it wrapped around his neck and he chokes and suffocates, and the heart rate monitor, and all this stuff that I didn't want to deal with. I was like, I didn't even know how to take care of myself at the time, to be honest with you. So there I went, shoved my dreams beneath the bed. You're grown up now, and you don't feel the same. It seems like others thrive while you're in pain. Forget those dreams. Be happy here instead. That's what some people tell you, right? Be happy. Just be happy where you're at. You forget about those dreams. You don't need to become a basketball star. You don't need to become this. You don't need to become that. Just be happy where you are. Well, when you look too alive, it shows they're dead. So sometimes when you have this energy and this enthusiasm, this drive for life, it makes the people around you look a little dead when you're too alive. Sometimes people will try to crush your dreams just so they look better. The plans you plant without water cannot rise. So you've got these dreams and you planted them, but there comes a point where you stopped watering them. You're like, it's not going to happen. So you quit watering them. You quit doing stuff to make them grow. You quit doing stuff to nurture them. Your plans, like plant, without water cannot rise. But this is your garden. Don't let them sow lies. They're weeds, they're lies. They're telling you, you can't do this, you'll never make it, you're never going to become this. Dreams left to rot, and now you're not fulfilled because you've allowed those seedlings to be killed. So you can't let, if God put a dream in your heart, it's going to come to pass. It's going to come to fruition, right? But sometimes it doesn't look the way we want it to look. Sometimes it turns out differently. I thought having Timothy destroyed my plans, but God knew having Timothy would enhance my plans. It would allow me to become a better actor. It would allow me to feel a way I haven't felt before, to have a depth of, actually to make me become a better actor, because now I had these intense, deep feelings I never had before, and I had to become vulnerable in a way I never had before. Before Timothy, I could be really good at putting on masks, putting on pretenses, pretending like everything is fine. And you guys, I will answer your questions in a few minutes. I was good at, going to the networking parties where all the who's are schmoozing and meeting the producers and directors and acting like I had it all together, even though I didn't. But then when I had Timothy, something in me broke. And I couldn't fake it anymore. Thank you, Karen. You're so sweet. I couldn't fake that I was happy anymore. I couldn't fake that behind my smile was somebody really broken, who honestly I didn't really think I had what it took to become an actor. Even before Timothy, I didn't think I had what it took. But now I thought, well, I didn't have it before, and now it's like, well, forget it. Now what am I going to do? But do what you've always done and get the same results. You'll be malcontent in a mediocre cult. You keep doing what you're doing. You keep doing what everybody else thinks you should do, you want to do. You're just going to become mediocre. You're going to be you're going to be upset. You're going to be mad. And you're going to be stuck in the same rut that everybody else is in. They're saying, it's fine. Just go to work. Go on afterwards, have a beer, sit at home, watch TV, get some fast food, just sit on the couch till you get too tired. Maybe you'll do the dishes, go to sleep, get up, do it all over again. Adulting, right? But it doesn't have to be like that. There's more in you that needs to break on through. Suppress no more. What are you going to do? Don't suppress it. Don't push those dreams down. Let them bubble back up. Let them come back up to the surface. Do you have a dream of singing? Do you have a dream of playing basketball? Do you have a dream, fill in the blank, to go to help the homeless, to have a homeless ministry, to sew blankets for preemies in the NICU? When Timothy was in the NICU, there was somebody who their whole purpose in life was crocheting blankets for the premature children in the neonatal intensive care unit. What is your purpose? I can tell you it's going to be a lot better if it pierces through the hearts of mankind. It isn't just a selfish dream for you, but I digress. That's another topic. Your dreams. Suppress them no more. What are you going to do? You still have time to satisfy that hunger. They say it's too late. You should have when you were younger. You know what that means? I don't know if it really means this in sign language, but my old acting coach, Tim Oman, used to say, this means BS. Bull, peep, fill in the blank. It doesn't matter if you're not as young as you used to be. You can still fulfill your dreams. Don't be a people pleaser. I got to smack that out of you, and I got to smack it out of me. We have to quit trying to please other people. Other people who don't care about our happiness or our dreams. We got to quit trying to please other people and doing what's going to make them happy. God put a dream in your heart. Why are you just sitting on it? Why did you put it in a box and shove it under your bed? Dust off those dreams. Oh, before we get to that, don't be a people pleaser. Pass the test. Yeah, they might care, but they don't know what's best. They don't know what's best for you. Only you know what's best for you. Dust off those dreams you've hidden in your heart. This is the season for nurturing. So start nurturing those dreams again. Pull out dream weeds. Pull out those weeds, those words that other people planted that tell you all the reasons why you can't, all the reasons why you're not going to make it. Pull them out. It's time to do some weeding in your garden of dreams. Replant those seeds and watch how they'll take root from dreams into reality, transmute, and protect your harvest. Don't let any more weeds get in. Don't let people sow lies. Protect your harvest. And don't ever stop till every seed becomes a full-grown crop. Then everything you dreamed, you will become. It will be fulfilled by using your green thumb. That's you. That's you doing the work. The green thumb, that's you pulling up the weeds. That's you planting. That's you watering. That's you allowing God, sunshine, to come produce the photosynthesis you need to make your dreams work. And you'll be glad you toiled and you strove when dream seeds have become an ample grove. Not just one little flower is going to spring up. No, an entire grove, an entire poppy field, an entire apple orchard, whatever it is you're planting, it's going to come up. I'm here to answer your questions. What are they? First of all, comment on, do you have any dreams that you've hidden, that you hid away and you're not following them anymore? What are you going to do today? What are you going to do to change that? What are you going to do to start pulling them back out, planting them again, and pulling up the weeds that other people said? How many of you are still stuck believing someone who told you why it's not going to work? Don't do that anymore. All right. Thank you, Brad. I'd like to be a cooking teacher. Awesome. What are you doing right now? Are you practicing your cooking? Are you doing research on what that would take? All right. So Santa said consistency is the key. Very true. Some don't know how to face negative comments and they're scared to succeed. They're scared to succeed through what their dream means. Well, you have to decide, if anything somebody tells you is going to stop you from going after your dreams, and you have to decide not to listen. Even if that person is smart, even if they're successful in that field, if anything somebody says is going to stop, kill, or crush that dream in your heart, then you have to say, I'm not going to listen to that right now. There'll come a time in your life where you get better, maybe at taking comments, at taking critiques, at taking criticism. And that's a good place to be, where you can get to the point where the person is saying, it's not going to work out, you don't have a good voice. And instead of making you quit, you go, could you tell me a little more about that? What do you mean by I don't have a good voice? And let them explain more. Well, it's your tonal range is fine, but you don't have the range in your pitch. I don't even know what I'm talking about because I don't know anything about singing. I'm just making stuff up here. You don't have the range in your pitch, and when you hit the high note, it kind of, you're squeezing your vocal cords too much. What you let them explain. And then you think about that and you pray about it and go, okay, I can see where they're coming from. I can see how maybe if I did have a wider vocal range, or if I started to learn how to open my throat more and not squeeze it to get the high notes out, I could see how that would make me a better singer. That is next level to get at. But if you're not there yet, first level to get to is don't let what they say crush your dreams. Next level to get at is, what are they saying? Is there any truth in that? I'm not going to let it crush my dreams, but maybe they have something to say that would help me, that would improve where I'm at. Because once you guys start listening, some of the haters are going to have good feedback. Some of the people giving you negativity and critiques, some of them have something good to say. You know, if they're just trolls and they're just saying, you suck, you sound like a dying cat screaming when you sing. Okay, obviously you can't take anything from that, but if it's someone who really cares, they might be harsh at first, and they might say, oh, you're a terrible singer, but if you go, now why do you say that? What exactly do you think I can improve? And you actually, without feeling judged, you listen to what they have to say, and then with a rational mind, not feeling bad about yourself, you take what they have to say, and if there's a grain of truth, you know what? Maybe I am going to pay for a vocal coach. Maybe I am going to sign up for an online class on singing. Whatever it is, maybe you do something to improve. And then their negative comment that maybe in the past when you were weaker would have crushed you, you can use it instead of as a stumbling block, as a stepping stone to get to the next level and the next level. Okay. Let's see what you guys have said. Why would you take advice from people you don't admire? Go after your dreams and leave all that behind you. That's right. You guys remember me talking about that once. Don't take advice from someone you don't admire. I wanted to be a teacher, but I wanted to be a cook, but still a teacher, so more to come. Boom, cooking teacher. Exactly. Combine the two. Combine the two. I wanted to be a teacher at one point in life too. And then I wanted to be a preacher at one time in life too. And then I kind of think I'm doing both now. Santa wants to know what color to paint your nails. I don't know. I don't even paint my nails. I don't have time for that nonsense. And then they chip, and then you got to fix it, and you got to I don't have time for that. Okay. Thank you, ma'am. That's exactly my problem in life. Cake Pop, make sure you get the experience in the kitchen. Via says, last year's Dhar Mann holiday special, you mentioned that we may be crying right now, but the tears is what our dream seeds need to grow. Oh, I don't even remember saying that, but that's good. So yes, your tears may be what's watering your dream seeds. Some of you guys have the best memories. Vias, you and Angela and Orly, you guys sometimes remember stuff I said months ago. I'm like, I need to go back and watch that. That sounds like good advice. I need that right now. Catherine, I haven't joined in a while. Do you remember me? I do remember your name, Cake Pop. Orly said I had. Oh, what's up, bud? Oh, you need some help? Here, let me help you. Let me help you. Do you want it on his arm or on his back? On his arm. So we went to the grocery store last night, and This little guy runs off, finds his toy. I do not like to buy them toys at the grocery store, especially when he has 6 million toys at home. But he started ripping the package off before I could catch him, so I had to buy this guy. Even though he has one of these already, that's a big... There you go. You want to say hi? You want to say hi? Do you want to say hi?
Hi.
Say, don't let your say, keep your dream seeds alive. Say, keep your dream seeds alive. Say, you can do it. I believe in you.
I believe in you.
You are a champion.
You're the champion.
Okay. All right. Where were we? Orly said, I had a dream in my heart and I gave up on a lot of opportunities to accomplish my dream. People always put me down, especially my parents. I'm trying to go after my dreams now. Awesome. You know, it doesn't matter who's, I know sometimes this, Brittany's dream is to get 8 hours of sleep. We'll talk about that. I know people put us down that sometimes they don't mean to. Sometimes in people's twisted minds, they think, oh, well, if I just discourage her from pursuing her dream, then I'm protecting her really, because then she won't get hurt when she fails. That is like the worst thing ever, especially because we can learn and grow so much from our failures. And they're not really even failures. It just means we tried something and it didn't work. Oh my goodness. The way I hear some people talk to their kids, it just breaks my heart. But you guys can do whatever the dream is in your heart because God wouldn't have put it in there if you weren't meant to do it. Now, I say that with one caveat. Sometimes the dream in our heart, we think it's going to turn out differently than it does. We feel like, oh, God wants me to become an actor. You know, just speaking for myself. So I have this vision in my mind of what it will look like. And maybe I think, oh, sorry, I have like a hair in my mouth. Maybe I think I'm going to become like the next Julia Roberts starring in big budget Hollywood movies. And God was like, no, that's not what I meant. No, here's the path you're going to go on. It's not going to be the path you think it is, but it's still going to fulfill you. It's still going to be encompassing your dream. You know, like one of you said you love cooking, but you also love teaching, and why not combine the two? I mean, it's the same with me. I love teaching, and I love learning about the scriptures, and I also love acting. And now I'm so excited. I have my online course coming out, which will be released in the next couple of weeks, and I'm teaching in it. I'm telling people about the Bible, and I'm doing like little fun acting skits in it. So, you know, when I've purchased online courses before, it was just kind of like some boring guy writing on the whiteboard or slides, just talking heads. And I tried to make mine so much more fun and hopefully as entertaining as it is educational. So never in a million years when I thought I was going to become an actor did having an online course, was that ever part of my plan? But God will take your dreams and He will morph them and He will shift them and He will make them into what He needs them to be for you to be the most fulfilled and to help the most amount of people. Okay, so let's see. Do you consider Dhar Mann or any of the actors as friends? Depends on what your definition of friends are. I'm very friendly with a lot of them, but as far as like friends that I've hung out with, that I hang out with, there's only like one, I think, that I like, two that I've hung out, three that I've hung out with outside of set. One was Nick. He helped me film like my first half of my course. He was doing camera and helping direct. And Ricky, I've hung out with her a little bit offset. I went to one of her shows. I don't know if you consider that hanging out, but she had a show. She was singing and dancing, and I went to that. But the one I've hung out with the most, like that I would say is a friend, is Ruby. Now, you guys know Ruby. I've been in 2 of the Dhar Mann videos with her. One is, I don't remember what it was called, but we were school teachers. She's actually a school teacher in real life. And we were holding up those signs that say, teachers say, we need fair pay. Teachers say, we need fair pay. And Michael Vaccaro was like the governor or mayor or somebody, and we were trying to get him to give us raises. The other video she was in with me was Mom has kids of 2 different color races. And Emmanuel, is that his name? Emmanuel Royale was in that, along with Aiden, and they were both my sons. She played my friend in that one. Okay, what are your questions that I haven't gotten to yet? Will you buy a European designer dress imported from Europe? Lily asks. I don't know. I've never had the opportunity to need or want something like that. But, you know, Dhar Mann is having a special event. It's not public, sorry. He's going to have, I think, a special screening of the new feature film. And instead of red carpet, I think it said it's going to be blue carpet. So semi-formal. That's in a couple of weeks. I don't know what blue carpet means. I got to look that up. Have any of you guys heard of blue carpet event? Yes, bud.
Can you give me stimulants right now?
Go put the dishes away.
And then?
Go put the dishes away. And then after my live stream, you'll get your allowance.
Okay.
You gotta do your work. You didn't do your work when I was gone this week. You don't get paid if you don't do your work, dude. Okay. Let's see. Mohana says why I don't like my voice myself while recording a song myself on a Star Maker or Smool apps. Other people like my voice. What am I missing? I'm not liking my voice. Yeah, I think maybe we all feel like that at first. Who's ever, like, the first time you heard your voice recorded, you're like, oh, is that what I sound like? It might just be something you need to get used to, or you might just be being too hard on yourself. Okay, you always make the lives interesting. You teach and act, and you make it funny sometimes. Thank you, Orly. My dreams are unique, but I don't have any idea how to follow them. Current Jam, what do you mean? So you have a unique dream. You don't have any idea how to follow it, but you must know. So I would take some time and I would write down everything you think your dream entails. What do you think it would take to get to that dream? And like break it down. Hey, excuse me. Break it down into like easy, manageable steps and think, okay, if my dream is going to require this, 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 and this, what is something that I can do right now? What is something I can work towards right now? Who is somebody I can call for help? Who is somebody that I can research? Whose videos can I watch? Whose articles can I read? And try to learn more, as most you can. If you have a unique dream that's not like anybody else's, are there parts of it that might be similar to what some person is doing already out there? You might be surprised. Some of you might think, oh no one's doing anything like my dream. And then you might be surprised, oh, well, I can see how this person is sort of doing this aspect of it, or this person's doing this arm, and learn from them. And if your dream is completely and totally unique, no one's ever done it before, that is your opportunity to press into God and say, tell me what to do, download in me, and get those times away. Go out in nature and go for walks and just be praying about your dream and asking God for ideas. The ideas will come, but sometimes we need to get off social media. We need to get off Catherine Norland's live stream and go work on our goals. We need to get off. We need to just power down, turn off all the electronics and get with God and pray and journal and go out away from everybody, the radios. Turn off everybody's voices and just try to hear God, and you'll get a spark. You'll get an idea. Something will come to you. Also reaching out to someone who may be doing something similar and say, hey, can I get mentored by you? Okay, how long will your online course launch special be? I was going to only do it for 3 days, but now I'm thinking I might give people a week. And somebody told me, I haven't worked out how to do this yet. Somebody told me that I could do, make a separate page that if people can't do the full amount, that I should do some kind of like a payment plan thing. So that's something I got to work on this week with my coach. We had a 3.5 hour session on Saturday. And was that Saturday? No, it was Thursday. Yeah. Okay, are you going to make a new video? Please respond. A new video about what? I put out 3 videos a week, plus do this live stream. What more do you want? A video about what? Tell me. You know, I don't go, just so you guys know, if you put something on this chat, I don't go back and read the chats later. But if you comment on this video later, I will read the comments. So if you have requests for me, of videos you want me to do, I'll see the comments on the video. I just don't go back and read the chats. All right. My wish is to become a mermaid, but I believe, and I will always believe, my dream, Miss Norland. Always follow your dream. Okay. Well, first of all, and this brings up a good point. You want to be a mermaid how? Like literally you want to be half fish? Or you want to be like in a musical where you play Ariel, the mermaid? Or you want to be like a mermaid at kids' parties and bring joy to kids' faces? Figure out why, what exactly you want to do. How can you articulate it? Make sure, this is advice I always give people, make sure your dreams pierce through the hearts of mankind. What do I mean by that? Don't just have a dream for you to feel awesome and for you to feel wonderful. Make sure it pierces through the hearts of mankind, right? Like we see Angela, the moderator, she puts out a song every Sunday to uplift people and motivate people. And they're usually cover songs of like Christian music to help uplift people's spirits. Well, that is, helps lift people's spirits. We've got Orly on here and Brittany, who both work with special needs people. Brittany works with special needs adults. You got Orly, she works with special needs children. That is directly piercing through the hearts, helping, giving kids or adults valuable life skills. And it's, make sure your dream is for more than just you. Make sure it helps humanity too. That's next level. That's higher level. Same with, if you want to be a basketball star. I know one of you on here, wants to be a basketball legend. Even that doesn't have to be a selfish dream, because when you get to that level where you get that notoriety and fame and you're on a famous basketball, it's what you do with that level of fame. Now, if you get that level of fame just so you can take private jets and ship champagne, sip champagne, that's kind of a selfish dream. But if you use that fame and notoriety to help organizations get the word out on, feeding the homeless or adopting kids out of foster care or whatever, you use your level of fame to start a thing that gets clean water drinking wells so people aren't dying of thirst and bad water. Do you know what I'm saying? So even if it may sound on the outside initially as something that's just for you, you can parlay that. There's a lot of actors who become famous and then there's certain chorities. I am just like butchering all my words today. There's chorities, chores and charities. I guess I combine the two. There's certain charities that they combine with, and they use their fame and notoriety to put a spotlight on, whether it's child trafficking or whatever it is, to make a bigger difference. Okay, let's see what you guys are saying. Kindness and love and helping more people is more important than career and money. Yep. But doesn't mean you shouldn't have the career and doesn't mean you shouldn't have money, because guess what? This is a topic very dear to me, and I've written on this topic. Sometimes the devil wants to tell us, if you want bigger career, you want more success, you want more money, you are selfish. You should only just want the tiny little bit you need to get by. If that's true, then God's the biggest sinner in the universe if you think it's a sin to have money, because he's got streets of gold, pearls of gates, like jasmine footstools, like you name it. He's got the most opulent wealth, whatever. It's not about the amount of wealth you have. It's about what you do with it. If you have it just to be selfish and lead the lavish life that you can show off on your social media feed, then wah. But if you obtain so you can go out in the world and give and help and build wings of hospitals and pay for orphanages in third world countries, and you can send food, you can send, these ministries bags of rice where people are starving, you use that money to help people, there is nothing wrong with having money be a goal. You know what? My old pastor used to say, you can have as much money as you don't love, right? Because the scripture says, people think, oh, money's the root of all evil. Well, they're misquoting the scripture, because the actual scripture says the love of money is the root of all evil, right? Thank you, Angela. The love of money. I was like, who's making noise in there? Hubby's awake. The love of money is the root of all evil. So money isn't evil. It's your love of it. It's your greed. The Bible's very clear that God does not like greed. God says, I love a cheerful giver, right? When we give, the Old Testament talks about tithing, and the Old and New Testament talk about giving all the time. And God is saying, it's the one area where God is like, prove me. Tithe. You give to me first. If you give to me, if you give to my mission, you give to my church, you give to my people, I will open up the windows of heaven and pour out so great a blessing, you will not have room enough to contain it. Scripture talks about how your storehouses will overflow. Well, we have a storehouse so we can feed us and our family, but if our storehouse is overflowing, then we're going to get to feed all these other people, right? Look at what Joseph did. Remember Joseph? His brothers were so jealous of him, they threw him in a pit, and they took his coat of many colors and they killed an animal and they put blood all over it, and they brought it home to their dad saying, our brother died. He must have gotten eaten away by, animals. And his brother, his big brother, I think Reuben, was going to go back and save him, but then he wasn't in the pit his brothers threw him in anymore. Hey, Derek. Yeah, I'm probably going to make some more short films. I don't know when. I've been focusing on getting my course out. I've been taking a different direction from the films I wanted to make, and I might get back to that. So he gets sold into slavery. And so now God gave him this dream that he was going to become this very important person. He had a dream that his brothers were all bowing down to him. Even his mom and dad were bowing down to him in these dreams. And his brothers were so angry and jealous. First of all, they hated him because he was dad's favorite. His dad made him that coat of many colors. Now he's thrown into a pit. And his one brother was going to go back and try to save him later. He didn't, when he went back, he was gone. They sold him into slavery, so he became a really good slave, that he was put in charge of Potiphar's house. And you think, and Potiphar was a very important person. So he's in charge of Potiphar's house, but Potiphar's wife had the hots for him. Here he is, this slave. Potiphar's wife's like, sleep with me, come to bed with me, And he was like, no. And she every time he would go to work, she'd be like trying to entice him. Look, my husband's gone. Come on in. The water's fine. And he was like, no, I can't do that. And she one time she tried to grab him, and she grabbed his garment that he had on, and he ran out naked because she tore his clothes off him. Next thing this evil, conniving woman does is she starts screaming, help, rape, whatever. She starts pretending, oh, Joseph, he tried to rape me. Mate, lies. She got denied, shut down. So she tries to accuse this poor slave now of doing to her what she wanted him to do to her. How did I even get on this topic? Okay, I'm going to continue because we're already halfway there and you guys probably want to know how it ends. Okay, poor Joseph, who would not sleep with his master's wife, gets thrown into jail. He gets thrown into jail because she accused him and they just believed her because she had his cloak. He's in jail. He is rotting away in jail. And he's going, God, you told me I was going to become this powerful person. You told me that people were going to be bowing down to me. And here I am, sold into slavery. And now I'm a prisoner in jail accused of rape, which never even happened. So, this goes back to dream seeds. The dreams God put in our heart. He had literal dreams that this was going to happen. But it's looking like ain't nothing ever going to happen for me because I'm stuck in this jail. He's an Israelite. He's a Jew. He's a child of God. And he's stuck in an Egyptian prison accused of rape. How many of you, if you were in that position, would go, yeah, I think my dream's really going to come true. I think I'm going to be this powerful person that people bow down to. No. So what happened is the king's cupbearer and his chef, they did something wrong. I don't remember what, and they got thrown into jail for whatever reason. Well, Joseph was a mighty man of God, and he could interpret dreams. So he basically told both of them what their dreams meant, what was going to happen, and sure enough, it happened. Exactly what he said would happen happened to them. And Joseph's like, okay, when you get out of here, please remember me. Tell the king about me. No, they didn't remember him. Years went by. He's still rotting in jail because they didn't follow through on their word. And so long story short, the king has a dream he can't interpret. And it's really bothering him because he has this dream that there's like these 7 fat cows. I'm trying to remember the dream. And one skinny cow eats up the 7 fat cows, something like that. All I know is there's a skinny cow eating up a fat cow. And then he had another dream that was similar to it. And then finally, one of the persons who said they were going to remember Joseph and help him, he tells the king, oh, there's this guy in the prison and he can interpret this dream for you. So anyway, he gets out, he interprets the king's dreams, and he tells the king, this is what it means. We're going to have 7 fat years. That's the fat cows. 7 years of plenty, where the land is going to be so plentiful and we're going to have tons of harvest and food, but then it's going to be followed, and I could be getting my numbers wrong, it's going to be followed by 7 years of leanness. That's a skinny cow that's going to eat up all the fat cows. And here's what you should do, king. So he's telling the king, everyone's going to starve if you don't set aside now. So the king puts Joseph in charge of all, he's the second in command in the entire land of Egypt. The Egyptians hated the Israelites. This Israelite is now second in command of all of Egypt. And he saves the entire nation from starvation. Well, he sends his brothers at one point have to come to them to get food because they're starving, and they bring all this money and gold. It's a whole long story. I won't get into it. Long story short, his dream came true. His brothers ended up bowing down and begging for food. They didn't even know that was Joseph. They thought he was dead. The Israelites, they had beards and whatever, but he looks like an Egyptian now, shaved his head, no beard, clean shaven. They didn't even know that was their brother, and he was disguised as an Egyptian and dressed and did the eyeliner or whatever. Long story short, his dream came true, not in the way Orly's saying I got the story right. Parts of it I'm sure are accurate. But my point is, his dream came true in a manner that was nothing like he had originally anticipated. So when you guys have dreams, just because God takes you on a detour, right? Some of you guys know my quote, look for the divine in the detours. God may detour you in a way you never expected. And you may think, this is it, it's over. Why am I bothering? This dream's not going to happen. But don't give up. Joseph went from the pit to the prison to the palace. And you can too. All right. Okay, the story was interesting. I held my bladder. Good one. You can always take the phone in the bathroom. We won't hear you. All right. No, I'm probably not going to be doing any face swaps, Lily. Hi, Seda. Dhar Mann even raised a fundraiser for Carl's family. Yeah, he did. I noticed he does fundraisers for a lot of different good things. See, and that's what I'm talking about. That's using your fame and notoriety to make a difference for others. All right, selfishness is not right. Everybody use your gifts for others. Yeah, why even bother if it's only for you? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Happy Hours. What did you do about it? Okay, so now goes, you guys, I have about 10 minutes left for you to ask me whatever questions you have. Current jam. Take my name. All right. When taking advice from people I do not admire, I usually like to take the advice I do agree with and filter out the rest. That's good. Dreams can be achieved through determination and focus, so stop telling yourself you won't ever achieve your dreams. You take each day as it comes and move slowly towards your end goal. DJ Crooks, you are so right. So many of us think if we can't go at it full force, it's like, why bother? But even tiny little baby steps make a difference, right? There's that famous quote that says, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. All right, and thanks, Catherine. I love my clients, and they say it takes special people to work with special needs people, and I'm happy to do it. Yep. Lily asks me if there's any tips on becoming a fashion model. Drink lots of water, get lots of sleep, eat your fruits and veggies. Do some dry brushing. I don't know. I would take some tips from fashion models. Don't take tips from someone like me who doesn't know anything about fashion models. That's my tip. Take tips from people who actually are fashion models, but do it in a healthy way. Too many fashion models are doing very bad, unhealthy things to their body to stay at that ridiculous weight. That's one of the topics I talk about in my online course, as a matter of fact. Okay, it's one of our commandments to give to charity anonymously. Yeah, the scripture actually says, don't let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. So back then, Jesus was even telling people, look at you Pharisees, you're out there, you're giving money you're like beating your own drums, telling everybody, look at me, look what I'm giving. Aren't I great? Pat me on the back. Aren't I great? Look at how generous I am. I don't think everything necessarily has to be done in secret. It just shouldn't be done in a boastful way. Because sometimes I give to certain people or certain campaigns, and I do allow my name to be shown because I also want to spur others to feel like they can give too, to feel like, oh, well, you know what, if Catherine's supporting this, maybe it's a good cause, maybe I will too. But it's, doing it in a way where it's not like to beat your own drum. Do you know what I mean? There's a difference between, look at me, aren't I so great? Look at what I'm doing. I'm so generous, aren't I? And then being like, hey, you know what, I just supported this thing, and if you guys feel like this is a good cause, you should do it too. I think there's a fine line there. But yeah, sometimes a lot of, probably most generosity is, it's not like, when I give to church each week or whatever, I don't go around telling everybody, you know how much I gave this week in the offering. No, God isn't like that. I mean, he's got a story in the Bible about the widow's mite and the guy who gave a lot. And anyway, how to convince parents with our dreams. Sometimes you just have to do it. I didn't convince my parents about my dream until I actually started doing it. My same dad who says, don't move to LA and become an actor. That's too risky. You're not going to make it. You're probably going to fail. It's scary. You could get bad stuff happen, whatever. He's the same guy who goes all around town with a stack of my business cards in his pocket, giving them out to everybody. Do you know my daughter? This is my daughter. Here, this is her website. Here, look her up on YouTube. This is my daughter. You know, the same guy who was so afraid for me and told me not to do it because he was scared for me is now the same guy going around giving out my business. I was like, Dad, can you please at least take a Sharpie and block my phone number out at least? Anyway, I was just talking to the people in my hometown on the phone with my investment, my IRA. And they're like, your dad goes around giving people your business card. I'm like, I know. He has me send stacks of my business cards so he can go around telling everybody. She's like, he's so proud of you. You know what? Sometimes it just takes us doing that thing and not talking about it, not saying I want to do this. Sometimes it just takes us doing that thing. Sometimes parents or anybody else cannot be convinced. They are like, who saw that movie with Cuba Gooding Jr. and Tom Cruise? And Cuba Gooding Jr. was like, show me the money. Show me the money. He's telling his agent on the phone he's like some football star. And he's this whole scene where he's like, show me the money. Well, sometimes we just have to show people our dreams. Show people our dreams. We just have to make it happen and then they'll believe it. Sometimes no amount of talk you do is going to make a difference. Okay. Oh, I love how Elena and different people in the community are answering other people and giving them some good advice. Kit Kat says, hi, Miss Norland. My name is also Catherine. I get bullied a lot because I have autism and I feel like I'm not smart enough because I'm autistic. My mom struggles all the time with this. How do you manage? Okay, so I'm trying to decipher what the question is, because you talk about what's happening with you and then your mom struggles and then you're asking me how I manage. So that kind of feels like three different things. Well, first of all, I think be confident in who you are. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks about you. There's several people, you guys, you know who you are. There's several people on this live stream right now who are autistic and who could give Kit Kat some good answers. You didn't really say what your mom struggles with, and I'm not sure what you're asking, how I manage. Do you mean having my son Timothy? I want to be able to answer you, but I'm not quite clear on what you mean. All right, not all storms come to disrupt life. Some come to clear your path. Good one, Vias. It's good he's promoting you. I'm not sure who you're talking about. My hometown is in St. Peter, Minnesota. All right, Jerry Maguire. Yes, that's the movie. Brittany told us the name of the movie. All right. Every, I am doing good. End Time TV. If someone asked you to show your feet to them, how would your reaction to such a request be if you admired them yourself? That feels like a very odd question. Well, in everyday life, I would think that was a very strange request. But if I was a model and I was going to an audition for a shoe company or a foot model, I would say that was a very normal request. That's normally not a question you really ask people. Okay, when are you doing your next live? So I do this live 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time every Sunday, but this coming Friday at 5 p.m., I'm going live doing a webinar teaching on the topic of how to love yourself even if you don't like yourself. And if you did not get my email to register for that, then come back on here and comment with your, you know what? Actually, if you don't feel comfortable commenting on here with your email address, then email me if you want to be part of the webinar. email your email address and say, I want to be part of the webinar, and I'll figure out a way to add you. I've never done a webinar. I'm still learning all the technical stuff. I may mess up a bunch, but I'm going for it anyway because I can't get better until I try the first time. So email me support@catherinenorland.com. Somebody can type that in, support@catherinenorland.com, and say, I want to join the webinar, and I'll figure out how to get you on there. All right. Don't give out your phone number, just saying, yeah. Lily loves bananas and pajamas. I think that was a show. Do you realize we were only 4 hours from each other? I know, one of my very close friends I have out here, I met at an audition. We only lived 10 minutes apart. We became like best friends in LA, meeting at an audition. That's a funny story. I'll tell you guys about it sometime. Okay. Unknown ball legend. The webinar I'm having on Friday night at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time is called How to Love Yourself Even If You Don't Like Yourself. And I'm going to be teaching like 3 different points from my online course to give people kind of like a taste of some of the content that's going to be in my course. And yes, I believe I will still be live streaming next Sunday. Oh, Winnie's here. Oh, so nice to... I know. What time is it? At 5 a.m.? 5 a.m. No, 5 p.m. would be 5. That would be like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 5 p.m. That would be like 9 a.m. your time. Something like that. I know the time change messes me up. I have another question. How do you tell the right spirit which leads you in the best direction or the wrong direction? How do you differ in the spirit of what helps you become better or worse? So you might be talking about discerning, like when you get an idea to do something, how do you know if this is from God or this is just your own imagination or this is from the devil? I think initially gut instinct will let you know. A lot of times, this is where sometimes it can get tricky. Sometimes God will tell us do stuff we're not comfortable with. The devil, he'll have us do things that are selfish. If you see somebody and they need help and you feel like God is saying, give them $5 or buy them a hamburger or whatever. And the devil will say, no, don't give them money. They're just lying. They're just cheating. They're just scamming. This is why it's tough, because sometimes they just are lying, cheating, and scamming. That's why it makes this so difficult sometimes. But here's the thing, you do what's in your heart. If you're a giver and you feel like God is saying, give to them, then do it. It is not your responsibility for what they do with that later. If they take that $5 rather than to go get food, if they go buy cigarettes or alcohol or whatever, that's not your fault and that's not on you. You were being generous and you were being a cheerful giver. It's whatever they do with it, that's not on you. So always try to do the right thing. And you know what the most successful people do? They make quick decisions and then they make it right later. Sometimes we don't move ahead in life because we get so paralyzed trying to make sure we're doing everything perfect, trying to take the perfect steps, trying to make sure everything is the right perfect thing. But you know what? If you're a boat and you're at dock and you're trying to make the perfect plan of everything before you set sail, you're never going to get anywhere because you're going to stay docked. You got to push out from the dock. You got to get in the water. You got to go the direction you think you're supposed to go. And then as God gives you more instruction, then set your sail. Then turn what's that thing called? The helm. Turn the helm. Turn the boat. Turn the wheel. In whatever direction. You can always adjust and course correct later. And that's what all the successful people do. They try something, it doesn't work, they turn the wheel the other way. That's one of the things that made Dhar Mann so successful, is he was like, let's just try this. Let's see if this works. And then he checks out the numbers. Does this kind of video work? No, let's try video this way. Let's see the numbers. Okay? those didn't work. Oh, let's get these actors together. Oh, this video got more views than any other video. Let's try to put these people in other videos. So you go for it, and then you just adjust along the way. Sometimes that's part of it. And before you make decisions, you pray, God, what do you want me to do? I feel like this is what you're telling me to do. I'm not sure. I'm scared. But you know what? Since I think this is the direction you want me to head, I'm just going to head there. He can always course correct you along the way. Our problem is not getting stuck in analysis paralysis and staying stuck because we're not 100% sure what to do. My advice is to go in the direction you think you're supposed to go and let God correct you later and make course corrections along the way. Obviously, if you know something you're doing is going to hurt others and it's going to be totally immoral or break the law, obviously that's not God talking. Just saying. All right, guys, have a beautiful Sunday. We'll catch you next week. And please join me on Friday. If you want to know more about the webinar and you didn't get the invite from me, email me, support@katherineorland.com, and I will find a way to get you to join. Be blessed.